T and Pasco and Polk, and what are we looking at?
All right, so we'll start inland. Let's start with Polk. Inland areas are going to be a little closer to the center, so I would expect, again, time frame this evening, you're going to, even late afternoon, you're going to start seeing tropical storm force wind gusts. The more sustained winds will be after midnight until noon tomorrow. So the problem is a lot of folks are going to lose power, especially south and central in the overnight hours. No power during a storm is pretty lame. So I always tell people to download whatever app you choose, whatever one you prefer, so you can, watch the coverage as opposed to just listening to it sometimes. I mean, we have great radio partners with you guys, but there are certainly sometimes being able to see what it is we're talking about can be helpful. So, I would say overnight, you're going to have winds of 40 to 55. I think tomorrow morning between about 7 and noon, you're going to have maybe 45 to 55, gusts up to 65 in a few spots. But overall, and the only other thing
that's Polk County?
That's pretty much the entire area.
Gotcha. So you think tomorrow, we had your partner on. We had Greg D on this morning at like 7:35, and he was saying that he expects. It sounds like you're in the same boat. That this will be like a plan for like a midnight to noon event across the Bay Area.
100%. Yeah. Now areas in Citrus County a little bit later. The only thing that concerns me, and I'm sure MJ you remember this. Back in 2004 when we had Francis and Jean. Those storms cut across the state just like this one's going to. And one in particular, went offshore, picked up a little juice, and the winds picked up just a bit right along the coastline because, there's no friction over the water. So the winds can stay a little bit higher right along the immediate coastline. So my thought is Pasco County north, right along the coast, mid-morning to late morning tomorrow, might have a little more wind than areas maybe even 5 to 10 miles inland. So Newport Richey, Holiday, up toward Hudson, Pine Island, areas up toward Crystal River.
Mm-hmm.
I do think late morning they're going to have a little more wind along the coast than maybe those inland spots are. But I think overall you're talking gusts of about 40 to 50 in most areas, maybe a little higher inland. The hurricane force gusts will be over on the east side of the state, not so much for our area.
All right, now, Dennis, this time yesterday we spoke to you live as well, and the tracks, the modeling had pushed this thing as far as if you're going to pick a line, it had moved this thing more north of the Tampa Bay area, but we talked about the big butt and how it was, just the wind field looked like a big butt on the map. And it's just, the wind field really is going to envelop the entire state to give you an idea of how big this system is. But it moved further south like late yesterday.
It did, but like you said, it doesn't matter. We were saying this yesterday. I don't care where it makes landfall. For our area, for central and western Florida, the impacts will be exactly the same. It's still not a hurricane, and that's something else I just posted. Look, we're going to start hearing it maybe at some point this morning or later on today. Breaking news, Nicole now a hurricane. Who cares? It's 5 miles an hour more than it would be right now.
Yeah, because right now, if we look at the last advisory, and the next big update will happen at 11 a.m., or actually at 10 a.m. rather. 10. Yeah, so now, because, it's odd. We moved to Eastern Standard Time, so now the times become an hour earlier. But the 7 a.m. intermediate advisory has maximum sustained winds at 70 miles an hour. It's 4 miles away from becoming a Cat 1 hurricane. And it's expected to become a Cat 1 hurricane sometime in the next couple of hours as it rolls right across the Bahamas and then heading towards, if we were to pick a spot, like West Palm, Jupiter, Fort Pierce?
Yeah, probably around Fort Pierce. And we were saying that yesterday. And you're right. And again, it'll be all over the place. You'll get push alerts. You'll hear breaking. Nicole, a hurricane. Again, I don't care. It's 5 miles an hour more than it is right now. Now, fortunately, there's some dry air out ahead of it. There's some shear. So the ingredients just aren't, and I understand that's our worst case scenario. That's the one that folks worry about, is a storm that's approaching land like Ian did and started to intensify rapidly. That's what Michael did a few years ago in the Panhandle. This is totally different. That will not happen. I mean, could it get up to 75 or 80? Sure. But I'll still argue that a 5 or a 10 mile an hour difference really is meaningless in terms of what the impact is going to be either way. So what you see now is what you're going to get upon landfall on the East Coast. The bigger threat by far is not the wind, It's the water, because that water is extending all the way up to Jacksonville right now, and there's going to be some surge issues for the entire east side of the state.
Right, not here, but the East Coast.
The East Coast, correct, yeah. I mean, 70-mile-an-hour winds, it's a nuisance. It's a headache. There's going to be some pool cages. There'll be some branches, some limbs, maybe some trees down. Not fun, not what we want to deal with, but you don't get structural damage. The only issue would be mobile homes that aren't anchored. Mobile homes, when you have winds higher than 65 miles an hour, that's when you should probably seek more.
Or mobile homes made out of balsa wood from Hobby Lobby.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, those are the ones that you might want to get to a shelter or someplace else, and if that would be the case, probably in inland areas where the winds might be a bit stronger. But you mentioned the West Coast water, and I talked this yesterday. So this moving a little more south, like you mentioned, there's a chance it could make it briefly into the Gulf. It isn't like flipping a switch. The minute it goes in the Gulf, the winds are going to shift. It takes a little while to get it. But I do think high tide, Thursday night, Friday morning, between maybe midnight and 2 a.m., that's a pretty high tide. If we were to see any water along our coast, and I don't think it'll be huge, but if we were, that would be the time, because up until then, the winds are all pushing offshore. And by the way, I do think we're going to see some water loss in the bay, not like we did with Ian, but I do think that water is going to drop 2 or 3 feet as this thing comes closer.
Dennis, what is your prediction? Folks, we're on with Dennis Phillips. Dennis Phillips, the chief meteorologist at ABC Action News, our television weather partner here on Q105 and all the Beasley Media Group stations. Dennis, power-wise, what is I know you mentioned power outages a few minutes ago, but across the Tampa Bay area, what are your thoughts? You think we're going to have widespread power outages, or you think we're going to hold up?
I don't think we'll have widespread, but I think there'll be plenty of power outages. I mean, think about an afternoon thunderstorm, right? I mean, we lose power in an afternoon thunderstorm in 10,000 places. It happens. Well, you're going to have an afternoon thunderstorm that's going to last 12 hours. So I absolutely think, especially where the power lines are above ground, yeah, there will be power outages. I don't think widespread is probably an accurate word. I'd say probably scattered to moderate. And you don't know where. I mean, honestly, because that wind field, like you talked about, I mean, that's exactly right. When the entire area is getting winds of 40 to 50 miles an hour, it's going to be more haphazard who has power outages. And again, that's just another reason why I think it's so important to, have your phones charged and to have everything ready if you do lose power, so you can keep up to date, whether you're listening to the radio or watching on streaming.
Now, Dennis, over the, let's say, 12-hour period, midnight tonight through, let's say, noon tomorrow, the span of the event, are we going to see the waves, how we see the bands, how it calms down for a while, and then we get a band rolling through? Is that going to, or is this more just a continuous blob for 12 hours?
No, well, it's both, actually. We are going to have a blob of winds, maybe 30 to 35. But then you're right. You will have bands where those winds will kick up to 50 or 55. And then that might only last 5 or 10 minutes. And then, then we get more that drops down and we get more of the steady winds. Sustained winds, by the time it gets into our area, is probably more realistic of 35 to 45, maybe a little lower. But that's kind of our sustained. But we will have those bands a lot higher. And MJ, I'll tell you, the one thing I hear most of all, I was doing some live stuff last night. Everybody wanted to know about the airports. I mean, that more than anything, it seems like that's the big question. Now, I had heard, I don't know if you've heard this, I had heard last night they were talking about closing Orlando at 4 o'clock this afternoon.
Yeah, that's still, apparently that's still in effect. So we're still seeing that Orlando is going to close at 4 o'clock this afternoon. No word on Tampa International at this point, but I would imagine that they would probably suspend activity tomorrow.
You would think so, yeah. I mean, maybe this evening through afternoon tomorrow, like early afternoon. That's kind of what I was thinking. But, yeah, I didn't know if there'd been anything out today or not. I hadn't heard.
Festa, can you hit the Tampa International website and see if there's any update there?
Yeah, I'm looking on the front page of their site. You'd figure they'd put it right on the front page. Weather alert. There you go.
Here we go. Weather alert. Tampa International Airport continues to monitor Tropical Storm Nicole. We remain open and operational at this time. Passengers should check with their airlines for the most up-to-date flight information. And also, please do not bring a loaded gun stuffed in a raw chicken to the TSA checkpoint. So, did you see that story?
I did not.
Oh, my God. Yeah, I mean, at Fort Lauderdale, someone tried to bring a loaded gun stuffed inside like a raw oven stuffer roaster in their carry-on bag.
I can't even fathom that.
Raw.
Why in a raw chicken? What's the point?
And the raw chicken would spoil by the time it got to its destination, I would imagine, too.
I have no idea. All right, Dennis, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was going to say at the very least, I mean, the guy's going to have salmonella, so why would you even want to think about this?
We talked about the gun getting salmonella, actually. Dennis, I guess we'll talk to you tomorrow. Can we talk around the same time?
Sure. I mean, I suspect I'll be at work all night and then stay through, tomorrow afternoon. So we'll be available most of the day.
All right, I'll be in touch via text, Dennis. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate your.
Good, guys. See you.
Thanks,
Bye.
Dennis Phillips, ABC Action News, our weather partner. So we'll have Dennis on tomorrow.
And MJ's latest bromance.
What are you talking about? By the way, I spoke to Paul last night.
Oh, how did that go?
Oh, how's that?
Well, Paul already knew that I went to dinner because I guess Dennis had already told Paul that I was taking Dennis to dinner.
That's why you have to be preemptive
on Saturday night. And no, Paul likes Dennis. Dennis likes Paul. They're good pals. Talking about Paul Delgado from Fox.
Roxanne, this is like when you're in high school and you date the quarterback, and then you date the running back, and then you have to, they're friends.
Yeah.
And you don't want tension between them, but
right,
you want to be cool with everybody. But
the
quarterback knows you're making out with the running back.
I got a lot of stuff to get to here, folks. Remember, if you haven't heard the news yet, and, we forget that people tune in and out all the time. So right now, I'm going to say something that people have not yet heard, even though I've mentioned it many times since 7:30. There are people listening right now that have not heard that tablet tag is back starting next Monday. We are giving away the MJ Morning Show, folks. We are giving away another 20 Microsoft Surface Pro 8 tablets, full Windows tablets. These are amazing. This time around, we're also including the keyboard case, which is incredible. I use the Surface Pro 8 like exclusively now. That's my main computer I do all my show work on. I love it. And we've gotten help again from our friend DonTheITGuy.com, Don the IT Guy, and his place is called Team Logic IT St. Petersburg. Great IT solutions for all businesses that are listening, security, point of sale, all that. So we're hooking up with DonTheITGuy.com again. We got another 20 Microsoft Surface Pro tablets, and we're giving away 20 of them every hour, every day next week on the MJ Morning Show. 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 8 a.m., 9 a.m., Monday through Friday. Listen starting Monday at 6 a.m. for Tablet Tag here on the MJ Morning Show. And obviously, we'll probably run promos all weekend long as well. I'm just going down the list here, just making sure. It's just been a jammed up day. This tropical storm really put a kibosh. I'm telling you, it kind of wrecked up my. I had even bigger plans for today.
No, I thought we were funny.
No. We are funny today. I think we are good today. I am personally entertained today.
Don't be too hard on yourself.
I'm just saying that in near mid-November, I didn't need to be dealing with another tropical system. I thought we were done.
Yes,
I know.
Which I guess is sort of a wake-up call that, are you really ever done? Are we going to have one around Christmas time this year, maybe?
Why that? So it ends on November 30th. The season ends.
Right.
Could we have one on December 1st?
Yes, you could.
Has that ever happened?
Yeah. I don't know if it's ever happened, but I guess you could.
I remember we had one in January one year.
Well, that was the no-name storm.
No, we had our hurricane.
No,
when did we have a hurricane in January?
There was the no-name storm in 92, right? Or 93 or whatever it was. Yeah, it was the famous no-names, whenever the hell that was. All right, speaking of the holidays and November, and I don't know about you, Fester, but I know Froggies would be into this. There is now cannabis-infused turkey gravy just in time for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, they've done this in the past, too. This isn't a first go-round.
Who is they? The Mexican drug cartel? Who's they?
Roxanne's in deep with Big Gravy. She knows when they have...
Yeah, man.
Hey.
Yeah,
Big Gravy.
Can I buy some pot gravy, man? You got a lid? I need a lid of pot gravy, man.
I'm a board of directors member of Big Gravy, and we thought this was going to blow the top off Thanksgiving.
All right, this Thanksgiving, we're going to cater to the potheads.
Yeah, maybe I should get Ian Beckles on the phone, see if he can walk me through this.
Dude, he'd get you some, man.
Yeah, should I call Ian?
He knows a thing or two because he's seen a thing or two.
This holiday season, Kiva Confections cannabis-infused turkey gravy puts a Thanksgiving twist on a classic flavor with a virally successful debut. The limited edition Kiva Turkey Cannabis Gravy will be available for purchase at dispensaries across California. Well, hold on. They're only Thanksgiving cannabis craving potheads in California?
All right, hold on, MJ.
What?
I just looked up recipes for cannabis gravy this
Right.
Thanksgiving. You can make it at your house.
I'm sure you can.
If you're gonna go through the effort of having such a unique dish as weed gravy, you should make it.
Should I call Ian Beckles?
A half a cup of cannabis infused butter, right?
Hey,
The stocked chicken or turkey, a skillet, salt,
Right.
pepper, onions.
Hey, Andrew, pick up the phone. See if
Here, I'll pick it up.
See if Ian picks up.
I'll pick it up. I got it, Andrew.
See if he has any recipes for cannabis gravy or something. All right. Well, listen.
I don't know. He does the afternoon show now. He might be asleep.
No, I think he stopped doing that. I think he might have stopped, or maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. So cannabis infused gravy. Now that's the hottest new thing here. Unbelievable. Oh, speaking of food, can Skittles kill you?
Really? Oh, I hope not.
Taste the rainbow.
Yikes.
Remember the Skittles commercial? The Skittles are all over their face. It looks like monkeypox or something. I'm like, what's going on here? Anyway, there's a complaint. There's a lawsuit. A California man is claiming that Skittles are unfit for human consumption because they contain a known toxin, Genil. Is it Thames or Thames? It's Thames. I know how you pronounce the river running through London.
All right.
But Genil Thames, or Thames, voluntarily dismissed the case on Monday after filing the lawsuit in Oakland, California. No reason was given for the dismissal, which was without prejudice, meaning that he could sue again. Lawyers did not immediately respond, but this guy filed the lawsuit accusing Mars, the maker of Skittles, that people eating Skittles were ingesting heightened levels of titanium dioxide, a compound that privately held company had pledged in 2016 to phase out over 5 years.
Now, is titanium dioxide, what does that do? Is that the chemical that kind of binds it together?
Makes you horny.
Whoa.
No, I don't. Well, it's in the coloring.
It's in the coloring.
Yeah.
Okay, it's in the dye.
Though many foods contain titanium dioxide to add color, various studies over the years have questioned its safety. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think Skittles can be sold in Europe.
Really?
I think like the EU, the European Union, I think that they ban the titanium dioxide, and I don't think they're allowed to sell Skittles in Europe because of this very thing.
Kind of a funny thing.
Rainbow. Sounded demonic.
It did.
Taste the rainbow.
About Skittles and me, I only...
Your mother eats Skittles in hell.
So European Skittles, they do have Skittles,
Right.
but they're dull in color and shine compared to the glossy ones we have in the
They're
U.S.
like more pastel, more matte. I will only eat red and purple Skittles.
Oh, I thought you were only going to eat titanium dioxide. I thought that's what you're going to say.
What about orange, red, and green?
Nope.
Or orange, yellow, and
Nope.
green?
Throw them right away.
Hold on, you only eat what?
Purple and red.
You won't eat a green.
No.
They taste the same,
They
don't they?
taste completely different.
I'm not a Skittles pro over here.
Well, why'd the suit get dropped? Big Skittle got to him?
Maybe so. They threatened him in the middle of the night. There was a knock at his door, and they said, "I'm from Big Skittles. I'm from Mars. I'm a man from Mars, and if you don't drop this Skittles lawsuit, yeah, you're going to end up in a bag of Skittles."
I'll tell you right now, if I could choose my way of death, Skittles is a really good option. I'll take that one. You give me Skittles.
You know, really, they are just chewy chunks of sugar.
That's all
when it comes down to it. That's all. Just, you know what? I got to be honest. Joe, just go get a 5-pound bag. Actually, with inflation and I think it's just a 4-pound bag. Go get a bag of like Domino sugar and some glue, and just glue like little beads together, and there you got Skittles. And then just drop some food coloring on there, and boom, you got Skittles.
Don't use glue, kids. That was a joke.
Oh, hey, I've got an update. Remember the Colorado police officer that stopped the patrol car on the railroad tracks, and then the train? Remember that?
Oh, yes.
Oh, my God. Guess what? They have been charged.
I bet.
Man, what a crazy story. We had the video on our website. We played the audio. I've got it queued up again here. 2 officers have been charged with multiple felony and misdemeanor counts after they were involved in this incident where they placed a handcuffed female in a patrol car that was parked on railroad tracks. And then of course, if you're going to stop on the railroad tracks, a train is coming. That's just like, that's one of the laws of nature. Sergeant Pablo Vasquez from the Platteville Police Department in Colorado charged with 5 counts of reckless endangerment and 1 count each of obstructing a highway or other passageway, careless driving, parking were prohibited. The Weld County, Colorado District Attorney's Office announced earlier this week Officer Jordan Steinke of the Fort Lupton Police Department is charged with second-degree assault, criminal attempt to commit manslaughter, and reckless endangerment. On September 16th, officers from both the Platteville, Colorado Police and the Fort Lupton Police Departments responded to a reported road rage incident on Highway 85. Ureni Rios Gonzalez, 20-year-old woman, was accused of threatening another with a gun. In a body cam video of the incident, Rios Gonzalez is seen pulled over in front of some railroad tracks. She is then handcuffed and placed inside Vasquez's police cruiser, which he had stopped on the railroad tracks. What the hell are you thinking? As officers searched her vehicle, a train whistle can be heard coming. Here's the audio of that.
She could have, because when I was behind her, she was driving slow enough.
Yeah.
So she could have tossed something back.
Tossed it out the window?
Listen.
Could have, out that window, but.
Hear the train?
Is that heart?
No, that's Tom track. Oh my God.
And you hear the impact, and how long did it take them to realize that? And you heard the officer go, oh my God, because they're realizing that the cruiser was parked on the railroad tracks, and here comes, some Western Pacific or, I don't know, CSX or Santa Fe train.
Full steam ahead.
Oh, my.
It was going.
Oh, listen to this thing. And they're just casually talking about the traffic stop.
She was driving slow enough.
Yeah.
So she could have tossed something back.
Tossed it out the window?
Could have tossed it out the window.
Out that window, but. Is that heart?
No, that's
Oh, wait a sec.
Tom track. Oh my God.
I mean,
Oh, my God. And she dropped the S-bomb. That was bleeped.
can you believe the train sounds were coming long before they started talking about the train
Yes.
sounds coming?
How about they office the female officer? What's that? Oh, that's the. No kidding. It's the train.
It's a train.
How about you don't park on the tracks? Now,
Is there something we're missing here that trains don't normally go over that track or something, and they're moldable track? None of it makes
Moldable?
sense. I know. I'm trying to
Moldable
figure out what
tracks?
she's talking about, because she goes, "That's the what? Is it another track on another train on another track?"
I think she realized it was the train.
Now, if you listen here to the names that I read, there's not a female name, so it doesn't sound like the female was part of getting charged. So
She might have rolled up on the scene afterwards.
So
she had nothing to do with that
it's
event.
Sergeant Pablo Vasquez, or Vasquez, however you pronounce his particular last name, and then Officer Jordan Steinke. So there sounds like 2, I don't know, female Jordan, right? There's certainly not a
Could be.
female Pablo.
Could be a female Jordan, but wow.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Wow.
But anyway, Rios Gonzalez suffered serious injuries. She had all kinds of busted bones. She's got a hell of a lawsuit, Mike. You want to talk about winning the lottery? She hit the train hit her in the lottery. She got the hit by the train lottery going on.
That's a hell of a way to cash in, man.
She's going to walk away with millions of dollars out of this. Trust me.
Hope she recovers fully.
Wow. Yeah, she was charged with one count of felony menacing because she was like waving a gun in a road rage incident out of the window of the car. And I remember she had like broken ribs and all broken bones and femurs. And a CBS News Colorado investigation found that Vasquez had previously been labeled a significant liability risk by another department that he worked at. So this cop was labeled a significant liability risk by a different police agency. Then he gets hired by the Platteville Police Department, where I guess he continued to be a significant liability risk.
This would redefine significant liability risk.
Now, this is crazy. So that's the follow-up. That's the update on the story. All right, final chunk of the MJ Morning Show is coming up next. And we got is your job messing with your health? Oh, and there is a restaurant heist that you got to hear about. And this is very near and dear to my heart, ladies and gentlemen. That and a whole lot more in the final chunk of the MJ Morning Show next here on Q105. Hey, speak. The big announcement this morning at 7:30 was quite exciting. I announced earlier today that tablet tag is back. We're going to give away another 20 of these Microsoft Surface Pro 8 tablets, full Windows computers in a tablet form, gorgeous. We're juicing it up. Even better than last time. We gave away 20 of these things back in August, and the audience, the MJ Morning Show and Q105 listening audience, flipped out. They loved it. We're doing it again. So starting on Monday, we're going to give away another Surface Pro 8 Microsoft tablet every hour all next week during the MJ Morning Show, 6, 7, 8, and 9 a.m. Every hour, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But we're juicing it up because we're adding the keyboard this time. So it's the keyboard case, which is a full keyboard and a protective case. It's awesome. This is an amazing package, and we're giving away not one, not two. That's chintzy radio crap.
Hey, come on.
We're going to go 20 Bente tablets. This is incredible. 20 of them starting Monday morning at 6 a.m. here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Keep listening, and hopefully you can win one of these things. All right, a couple of things before we get out of here today. Oh, we got like 10 minutes here. We got plenty of time. I hate to hear this, but nearly half of Americans say that their job negatively affects their mental health.
Oh, yeah.
All right, hold on. The job that pays you, that supplies you with the rest of the means for survival?
Well, this is what troubles me, and this is what this is the softer side of MJ.
Come see the softer side of MJ.
Versus the psycho side of Roxanne.
Come see the psycho side of Roxanne.
I'm so sick of that.
Or hold on, you're sick of this?
Yeah.
Come see the psycho side of Roxanne.
You would not believe the volume of messages to request me interpret people's dreams, and I heard you love crystals.
No, it's not no, it's not the psychic side of Roxanne. It's the psycho.
I know that too. I'm aware
now,
of that.
what are you more sick of, the old Sears take or this one?
And Doug.
I gotta say, it's a tough
It's a tough call. But you know what's weird is when I hear the emu, it doesn't bother me. Like the real one doesn't bother me. So
this doesn't bother you?
And Doug.
It's actually a catchy jingle.
But this does.
And Doug.
I just don't want to get stuck in people's heads and annoy them with that one.
This doesn't annoy people.
Doug.
I mean, it might.
Not at all. No, I feel bad. This is the empathetic side of me, MJ, because I don't want people to hate their jobs. I want people to live happily ever after. I want people to enjoy and the pursuit of happiness. And I just feel bad if people, in order to survive and make a living and provide for themselves and their family, if they hate their job, I don't. Should we go to the hate the jobs phones in the last minutes?
Yeah, I want most people to live happily ever after. I have a very small list of people I wish nothing good for.
We've been so jammed today. I haven't gone to the phones other than having Dennis and Michelle and Julian. And let's go to the phones. Do you hate your job? Do you think that your mental health is affected because you hate your job? Let's go to phones here. We don't typically do phones in the last segment, but what the heck? We got a couple of minutes here. 800-990-1047. Do you hate your job? What do you do? Now, you don't have to say like where you work or the name of the business unless you want to, unless you're getting ready to quit anyway. But do you hate your job? And does it affect your psyche? 800-990-1047. So fire up the phones here quickly because we only have about, 5 minutes or so, and I wanted to try to squeeze a couple of things in. But do you hate your job? 800-990-1047. We'll go to the sucky job phones next, the FS.
Oh, my God. How great would it be if somebody calls in while they're sitting at the desk at the job that they hate? Just talking about your job on the radio while your boss is just walking by sipping the coffee.
What if they say, like, take this job and shove it right there live on the air while we're talking to them?
Yes.
Let's
Do
go
it.
to the first one here. I got Mike.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, Mike, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Welcome.
Thanks for taking my call. Now, I retired because it was affecting my mental health. I worked at the same place 43 years.
Holy moly. And did you hate your job?
Uh-huh.
I know. Did you hate it all 43 years, or did it just become hateful?
About the last 15.
Did
I'd
you-
wake up in the... and I would scream obscenities at the ceiling before I'd even get myself out of bed.
Oh, my God. Wait. So Roxanne's got questions. I've got questions. What kind of work was this, Mike?
Well, when you wake up in the morning and your car didn't start and it leaked, it knocked, I'm the one that put a dollar amount to how crappy your day was going to be as a service advisor at a local car dealership.
Gotcha. Oh, wow.
Gotcha.
All right. So
All right.
you did not like being a service advisor at a car dealer?
I liked it, but after 43 years, it worked on me.
Yeah. Now, was this particular car dealer, or would it have been any car dealer after 43 years?
It all depends. Well, that's the only place I worked at, so I have a hard time comparing to other places.
Wow.
Well, here's my question. Did you hate
Huh?
what you do, or did you hate the people, or did you hate the customers? Who did you hate?
I like the customers more than I like the people I work
That's
with.
what I thought.
right.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, Mike. And hey, thanks for giving me I got a great sound drop from you, buddy.
All right. Thank you.
Hey, thank you, Mike. Amy, hey, ISO that for me. That was great. Yeah, I love that. I got to grab that. You'll hear that in the future, folks. Amy's in Clearwater. Amy, do you hate your job?
Well, the one I have now, I freaking love it. But the one I had for 20 years, I hated with a passion.
What was it? What did you do?
I was a manager for a pretty prominent grocery chain here in Florida.
Wow. And you didn't like the job. Why didn't you like the job?
It was extremely stressful, and I pretty much cried every day for probably 2 years.
Now, if I'm guessing what prominent grocery chain you work for, they're known for taking care of their employees. You just didn't like the stress of the overall job?
No, I didn't care for the management.
Oh, I got you.
And,
All right.
I mean, the management was extremely demanding. And, I mean, I was a manager of one of the inside departments.
Okay.
And it actually broke my body down. That's when I realized
Wow.
that
And what do you do now? So you're out of the grocery business. What do you do now that you love?
I work for the post office.
Well, I would expect you. Maybe some people might not want like the post office after 20-something years. But anyway, hey, listen, Amy, what do you do for the post office?
I am a carrier.
Wow.
I just started my route, just now got up to it. I
Wow.
love this job. I've been doing it for almost 7 years now.
Oh, man. Wow. All right. Hey, listen, Amy, thank you. It's great to have a smiling postal worker. Hey, my postal guy's great as well.
Hold on.
I got JR.
It took 7 years to become a letter carrier?
I hung up.
I mean, like 7, I didn't know there was that much training involved.
All right, let me grab Karen. Oh, we got a Karen complaining. No, Karen, I'm sorry. I'm kidding. All right, Karen is in Tampa. Hey, Karen.
Hi, MJ. First and foremost, I love you guys. You're amazing. You make my morning so fabulous.
Thank you, Karen. I appreciate it. All right, so what job do you have that you hate?
Well, I had a job that I was an owner-operator of a 3-location sports nutrition store. And I love what I do, but I hated my employees. So I'm from New England, and I just had employees that weren't dedicated. They'd call out. It was such a hassle. I ended up selling all my locations. I'm a physical therapist and a sports nutritionist, and you can thank me for Tom Brady being here, by the way.
Whoa, whoa. We can thank you for Tom Brady being here?
Yes, because I did my internship with the Red Sox. I worked with the Patriots, with Gronkowski, Edelman, all that, and he was going to go to Miami. And I said, nope, Giselle's Brazilian. She's not going to freaking love Miami. So go and stay with Jeter in his mansion and live the life in Tampa. Sign with a box. You're going to be able to do what you want.
So you told Tom Brady to come to Tampa?
Yeah.
Okay, sounds like you're also responsible for their divorce because I think she does hate Tampa and loves Miami now, Karen. Nice job.
Yeah, really. Good job, Karen. Way to screw everything up, Karen.
Leave Karen alone.
I'm kidding.
Karen, are you there?
So neutral. Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
I'm so neutral. Like, I love Giselle and I love Tom, but I am a professional too, so...
So you actually know them both?
I know them both. I worked with both of them. Yeah,
Wow.
I'm a sports nutritionist and a physical therapist.
Is it true that she goes by Gisele?
Nah, not really, no.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, kind of.
Well,
But not in my capacity.
Karen, thanks for the call. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys. You're fabulous. Keep it up, man. I hope you are on for 30 more years.
Well, thank you, Karen. Keep in touch with us, Karen, and thanks for listening. We appreciate it. All right, I've got two more. I got to go quickly because we're going to be late. Mary, quickly, Clearwater, what job do you hate?
I have been in the jewelry business for 30 years. And it's not the job that I hate. It's all about the people that you work for and corporate America, the politics. It's very taxing on you.
Is it like a mall-type jewelry place?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm just asking. All right, Mary, well, listen, don't let it affect your mental health, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you, Mary. And, hey, maybe give IDC a call. Give International Diamond Center a call. It's a family-owned operation, not corporate America, all family-run. All right, last call is Daniel's in Tampa. Daniel, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hey, what's going on, MJ?
Daniel, good to hear from you. What job do you hate?
When I used to work in the boating industry, having to get up at 5 a.m. and go in there, and then, like, as soon as you wake up, you're dealing with fiberglass and dust, and, like, literally, like, it'll make your skin break out.
Yep.
And then it's literally, they don't have, if you can't stay late, then they think you're not like dedicated to the company.
Yeah, you're a slacker.
People don't want to give you any money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
All right, so Daniel, did you quit the boating business?
Hell yeah.
And you don't have the fiberglass itchies all over your body now?
Like, hey, MJ, I'm serious. Like, it would, like, imagine if, like, you stuck your hand in a red ant pile up to your elbow.
Jeez.
And then you get those little white bumps on there. That's when the fiberglass getting stuck in your skin.
Oh, man. Daniel, what do you do now?
RV tech.
All right, listen, hey, Fester's a general RV, buddy. Hey, Daniel, thanks for calling. Thanks for listening. All right, wow, look, the phone's exploded on that.
Yeah, Daniel, call me back. I may have a gig for you.
We will continue to track Tropical Storm Nicole, expected to become a hurricane hitting the East Coast later this evening, early in the morning. And then our effects are going to be like midnight to noon tomorrow, this late season tropical storm. What a pain in the neck. I mentioned the restaurant story. I'll get to that tomorrow. I'm just kind of out of time here. I got a lot of stuff I didn't get to. It's been a busy day. And, of course, the huge news that we're giving away 20 more Microsoft Surface Pro 8 tablets starting Monday here on the MJ Morning Show. Just keep listening. Your chance to win one of these Surface Pro 8 tablets from Microsoft. And thanks to our pal, DonTheITGuy.com. He's helping facilitate this again. DonTheITGuy.com and Team Logic IT in St.